Now, there's been a lot of controversy for these past 3 decades about who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan. And in this video, we about to go ahead and react to LeBron James will never be better than Michael Jordan or will never be Michael Jordan. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it, though.
Hey, T, what are you talking about? Something?
Falls LeBron 3.
Oh,
Makes a move.
I don't understand what the. I don't
oh.
understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy editing.
Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6.
That's crazy editing.
Open. Chicago with the lead.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Hey, I know y'all remember that video.
The Denver Nuggets Lakers so-called rivalry. Now in 2024, it's anything but. As Lakers yet again are down 0-2 in the first round and lost a staggering 10 straight games to the same Nuggets team.
No, that was crazy. I don't even know how he did
For the
that.
longest time. LeBron James' Lakers team, he can be great for 40 to 45 minutes every single night. But
Facts.
in the final few minutes, the final couple of seconds, this dude always versus the Nuggets finds a way to lose. And this game, too, was just the epitome of that. As Lakers were up by 20 points and even 10 in the fourth
Yeah, they
quarter.
blew a 20-point
And I gotta ask
lead.
you guys one question. Who's the media gonna blame for this Lakers loss? Is it their so-called leader LeBron James, or will it be Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, or D'Lo? If you ask me, it's the guy who lately
I really don't know. I'm gonna be
had the game
honest.
winner wide open, no within 10 feet of him, and clanked it off and missed.
Yeah.
But looking at Clutch Sports, the narrative's already out there. It's Reeves' fault, D'Lo, the supporting cast.
They
and the
pointing
role
fingers?
They're going to need a better D'Angelo Russell.
Damn.
You can't just say, oh, man, shots ain't go in.
Give Anthony Davis credit. We can't blame Anthony Davis, Stephen A.
And then, unfortunately, when you show you the numbers, he got more opportunities and more minutes, but he had another brutal performance.
They need a better Austin Reeves. You're on the scouting report now. Get in your bag now. Got to play better.
Isn't it just downright hilarious how LeBron...
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Cleveland, Miami, and now Los Angeles. Every game, every series, every season, he needs a perfect supporting cast to get the job done. And tonight, I mean, he had a pretty good supporting cast.
They blaming Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell is crazy.
D'Lo, 23, major bounce back game. Reeves, 9 points, some big shots in the fourth quarter, and then Torian Prince had 6. How did Lakers' 8-man rotation not include LeBron James? The majority of those players stepped up and were highly impactful. And despite that, Lakers still lost this game, blew a 20-point lead, and had LeBron James choke in the final seconds. And one thing I do want to point out very quickly, Jokic's best teammate, Jamal Murray, played the game winner tonight.
He went crazy.
The series is shooting 18 of 48. That's 37% from the field. If LeBron's best teammate was shooting sub 40%, what would the narrative be?
I didn't know that.
Oh, this dude is just carrying his team, a masterclass performance, and his supporting cast role players, they're giving
This
him
man
nothing.
LeBron, yo. I hate when he
Throughout his
flops.
entire career, doesn't need those lame excuses of no teammate help. As despite Jamal Murray being a sub 40% shooter, the Joker, like usual, found a way to win the game and go up 2-0 in the series. And looking back at the NBA media, all season long, what have they told us? LeBron James, season 21, age 39. Still a top 5 player, the greatest of all time, and playing like he's 25.
I thought he was going to hit his head on the
Now,
rim.
with that in mind, listen to their takes after game 1 when LeBron faltered in the clutch.
In this game, he wore down. And LeBron's overall numbers were good. I thought he was not good in the final 15 minutes of this game. He had some bad turnovers, and he looked like the oldest guy in the league for stretches out there.
Lakers may be in some trouble because Bron had a great game, AD had a great game, and they never stood a chance at winning the game after the first half.
Living with opioid addiction.
Yeah, you could definitely tell, like, they really favor LeBron and AD a lot.
At some point, needs to look in this altitude thing. It seems like
Hold up, Nate.
These prominent LeBron media figures just have downright zero integrity, zero standards for themselves or their so-called
That's
team.
crazy.
As looking at role players for championship teams, role players for great teams. Yes, sometimes they'll struggle and they won't show up. But what I always thought, what I always learned, the burden of winning and losing falls on the superstar.
On the leader of the team, right?
Get $40, $50 million, and the eighth man, the sixth man, gets maybe $5, $7, $10 million bucks maximum. And I just love someone like Nick Wright, who again, all year long, season 21, age 39, LeBron better than ever. But goes down 0-2, what's the narrative now? You know, well, LeBron actually showing his age, he's old, and you know also the altitude. Somebody needs to look into that.
Yo, the altitude little allegations is crazy. Y'all really finna bring it up on the altitude?
Quite literally, won the entire state of Colorado instead of LeBron James for the Lakers losing.
Right.
And looking at Draymond Green really quickly, kind of had a similar take Nick Wright regarding LeBron's stats and overall play. As he said straight up, LeBron James had a good game, played great. And Nick Wright said LeBron stats-wise was kind of fantastic. And looking at the stats, I mean, raw paper, raw numbers. I mean,
he did look good, though. I'm going to be honest.
Good. But like you guys know, the raw stats, raw numbers only tell you so much about a basketball game. As looking at LeBron James in the clutch time moments, not just this year, but also last year, versus the Nuggets, he self-destructs and chokes every single game. As looking at the clutch time numbers from last year's West Finals, 1.3 points per game on 16.7% shooting with a plus-minus of -5.
Sheesh.
LeBron in the clutch time moments
16%?
had more turnovers than made field goals. And for comparison's sake, of course, let's compare that to Michael Jordan in his career clutch time scoring. In playoff runs that he qualified for in clutch time scoring. 1997 in the first round. 6.5 points per game, nearly 70% shooting, a plus-minus.
He might be onto something.
That year's finals and East Finals, around 5 points per game on 50% shooting in the clutch. Look at 98, kind of a similar thing. The East Finals, 5 points per game on 46% shooting. NBA Finals, 6.0 points per game on.
I don't really like what he's basing this off of, though.
According to the
clutch
official
stats.
NBA stats that we have, the tracking that we have, back in 97, Jordan only once in his career shot sub 40% in a playoff series in the clutch time moments. LeBron last year was at 16.7. And kind of the icing on the cake of this argument of who's the more clutch player, late game shot maker, LeBron in his career, the final 24 seconds, game time go ahead shots, 11 of 30 at 36.7%. Michael Jordan, 9 of 18, and a respectable and
50%.
Great 50%. At what point do Lakers fans, LeBron fans, and more importantly, the media, start holding LeBron James accountable for his late game blunders and choke jobs versus the Nuggets?
That's the D-Lo they need to show up for the series in order to have a chance. And oh, by the way, can we get some bench production from somebody other than Taurean Prince? Nobody else scored a point. Not Dinwiddie, not Gabe Vincent, not Jackson Hayes. Nobody. Zero from the Lakers bench. I mean, come on, man. You can ask LeBron and AD to do but so much. Somebody else got to step up.
Then again,
wear a Lakers uniform too.
But then again, why sign these two players if y'all not really having them try to take over the game for real? Maybe that's just me.
Now, hearing Stephen A. Smith right there, I guess he's been sipping the Kool-Aid, talking to Shannon Sharp too much. Because that right there is LeBron fan propaganda 101. Always, I mean always, blame the bench, the role players. And looking at last year's West Finals, when it came to the bench and the role players, in comparison to Denver, the Lakers were actually better. 80 more points per game, better from the field, less turnovers.
Oh, on the right is the Lakers.
Offensive rating and net rating. The Lakers bench last year was fantastic in the West Finals. And still, they got swept and lost. The Lakers
getting swept is crazy, though.
Is LeBron James in the clutch. And looking at D'Angelo Russell last year versus the Nuggets, I would say he was the scapegoat and the guy got blamed for the Lakers losing that series. And D'Lo in that series shot 32% from the field. Of course, not great and indefensible. But with that being said, looking at Jordan's career, His third leading scorer on his teams was Tony Kukoc more times than not. And looking at Kukoc with the Bulls on the second three-peat, he had not one, not two, not three.
Yeah, those are bad stats too.
Shooting under 32% from the field. And guess what? The Bulls in those series went 4-0 and had a record of 15-2. Michael Jordan's second best offensive teammate, third best teammate on the roster, was shooting absolute bricks in the East Finals. And despite that, the Bulls still won because they had Michael Jordan, the greatest player in NBA history. And hypothetically speaking, just imagine Jordan's Bulls teams. They lost 97, 96, or even 98. Who do you think would get blamed for the team losing? It wouldn't be Ron.
It would definitely be Michael Jordan.
Or someone like Tony Kukoc. Back then in the 90s, the 80s, I would say even 2000s, early 2010s, it was a superstar's job to overcome adversity.
Yep.
Their teammates
You gotta take over if you're the superstar.
But now in the 2020s, it's a crushing excuse for the superstar player when their team fails. Whenever LeBron James retires, calls it quits. You can look at the longevity stats, the great prime stats. You can look at all that. But 10, 20 years from now, the memory of LeBron James, a guy for 44, 45 minutes, was just fantastic, a great player. But in the final closing seconds of a big-time ball game, more times than not, came up short with missed shots, turnovers, and crucial mistakes late. So that right there is the end of the video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Out the next time.
So the only disagreement I have with this is it seems like he's kind of comparing Michael Jordan's prime to LeBron's 40-year-old stage in his career. That's the only real, disagreement that I may have with it, because you can't really go based off of that, especially if they weren't the same age at the time. I feel like it would have been a better case if he would have went off of them being at the same age at the time, because Michael Jordan wasn't 40 or 39 or whatever in 1996 and 1997. I don't know how old he was, but I definitely know for sure he wasn't as old as LeBron. So that's my only thing. I still feel like Michael Jordan's better. He held his accountability as a team, but still, I know everybody else have their assumptions about everything. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. We're going to go ahead and react to some more videos in a few when we can. But until then, it's your boy Caprice the Great, and I'm out. No cap.